We've got freezing rain coming down. It's a perfect day to have some piglets. Miss Willow here has herself a nest. This morning, probably around 9 o'clock, she started really tearing this nest apart and rebuilding it, getting really agitated, kind of laying down, getting up, throwing stuff around. About an hour and a half ago, she got into the stage of labor where she was laying, shaking a bit, kind of pushing and straining, like maybe trying to get things moving. So it has been about an hour and a half. You can see how ready for labor she is. Her milk is definitely in. She's got redness and swelling. They usually build these big nests to lay in for a couple of days, but then when it comes time to actually have labor, they tear it apart and rebuild it, and it always ends up, to me it seems kind of wet and gross by the time they get around to having their babies. But she'll have her babies here. Just kind of a messy job anyways. And we'll get her all situated with new hay. We'll get a heat lamp in here for the babies. But for now, it's just a waiting game. Good job,
Mama, you did. Mama Piglet saved the day. Good job, Mama Piglet. You did good.
All right, so we've got 9 piglets. The last one came out in a sack, which was real weird. I've never seen that happen before. And I'm not sure. I think she's passing placenta now, so I think she's done. But we'll see. We will watch her for quite a bit longer yet. But I wanted to talk briefly about if you need to assist a piglet out. So we didn't need to today, so I can't show you. What you would do is get a elbow length or shoulder length glove. Make sure your hands are sanitized. You don't want to introduce any bacteria into mama pig. So make sure really clean glove, not one that's been laying around the barn, but one clean out of packaging. And then you'll need some kind of lubricant, and you will go in. I always put my fingers together like this and kind of upward at a 45-degree angle, and it shouldn't be too far, and you should feel a piglet. So you can try to grab almost like a fish, like in the mouth. They do have sharp teeth, so be careful if you could find a head. Otherwise, if you can get a hold of those feet and kind of give a gentle tug while she's contracting, then you can help her get a stuck piglet out. We've only ever had to do that one time. It had been about 35 minutes since she had had a piglet. We reached up in there. It did not take much at all. We were able to pull that piglet. It was alive. And that was our very first farrowing experience. So it seemed like it was more common just because we had to do it that time. But actually, it's like 1% of farrowings, they actually need assistance. So you don't really have to worry about that. But if you find yourself in that situation, that's what you got to do. So this is our heat lamp system. We've got this barrel, and it has a heat lamp in it. It is double tied up. You do not want to risk that heat lamp falling inside this barrel. So we have 2 different wires on it holding it up, and then a secondary wire on the power cord to be absolutely sure that this does not fall. We've got a creep in front of it so that mama can't get in the barrel, otherwise they like to stick their head in there. But the piglets have the option of using this to warm up. I absolutely hate heat lamps. I worry about this. We have a camera down here so I can check throughout the night. It is not ideal, but in our situation with the barn that we have, we don't have another way to do it right now, so that is how we do it. I do feel a little bit better having it in the barrel. It's triple tied up. It is hopefully very unlikely that that light would ever ignite anything in here. The other bonus of this stall is that it's concrete all the way around. It's definitely something you worry about in these old barns. I see heat lamp fires all the time. You can also get a piglet heat pad. For us, when it's below freezing, or if we're farrowing in February, which we've done before, it's just too cold to use just the heat pad on the cement. For now, we're stuck with the heat lamp, but get a safety heat lamp, tie it up, tie it up, tie it up. Be extra, extra careful. All right, placenta has come out, and she will eat that. She will take care of that. We will leave her here with her babies for just a little while to get adjusted, and then we'll come put all these babies in that barrel and kind of block them in for a little bit, give her a break. She will get up, she will eat, she will drink, and we will get her fresh hay in here. But for now, we're just gonna let mama do her thing. All of a sudden, we've got 10 piglets. I looked back at my video when I was talking about her passing placenta, and you can see another piglet pop out. And somehow I missed it entirely. There was just a slimy piglet walking around. I thought it was the last one. She had 10. So 10 beautiful, healthy piglets, no stillborns. Everybody's doing good so far. Now we just keep our fingers crossed. In a pen type scenario like this, you always run the risk of mama rolling over on baby. We don't use farrowing crates. And we thankfully have never had a crush injury. We've got 2 really good mamas. They're very patient and they chatter with their babies, which helps a lot, so I think we will be good. Now, there's for sure placenta out. I think we're for sure done. But we'll wait and see. That's so funny. I had to go back and watch the video to see it. All right, we're adding in fresh hay around the outside so that she can get moved somewhere dry. We will clean up all of this wet stuff. One thing I do want to mention, do not put hay in front of your water. We've got this water bin here instead of a tote because it's harder for the piglets to fall into. If you put hay in front of this, and your pig lays here, her piglets can crawl over her, fall in, and drown. We always keep this area as clear as possible. We will get rid of any little scraps that are here just to discourage her from ever laying in front of the water. We're on day 2. It's the next morning. All 10 piglets are doing really, really great. We did have a stillborn piglet born after the placenta. So let's talk about placentas for just a minute here. And kind of the sow's uterus. So they have 2 horns and they're almost like tubes, and all of the piglets grow in those tubes. So she actually has 2 placentas. As she's delivering, you might see pieces of placenta come out with each of the piglets because sometimes it breaks apart as they come out. You generally see one big expulsion of placenta at the end. So usually that would signify the end of labor. Now, to be sure, you want to see mama get up, talk to her piglets. They use like just a very soft little grunting to speak to the piglets, and she'll get up, she'll eat, drink, and then she'll lay back down so that everybody can nurse. Now, we've had this happen twice to us now, where the big portion of placenta comes out, then a piglet comes afterwards. So once that placenta is out, it can't feed blood or oxygen to those piglets. Both times they've been fully formed, but they have been stillborn. So I think it has something to do with the anatomy of those horns, and somehow the placenta is coming out first. I don't think it's a super normal occurrence, but it has happened with each one of our sows. So the first one was Babette last spring, and then we had it happen again here. I can't find much information on it online, but it's something to be aware of. You want to, if you're watching and assisting in her labor, you want to watch until she actually gets up and seems like she's fully done. She's up, she's moving, she's not shaking anymore. That would signify a complete labor. Like I said, this has happened to us twice before. It kind of gets to the point where the placenta comes out, but they're still kind of laying around. Both times we have left thinking everything was done, and it actually turns out she had one more piglet, but that shaking will stop and she'll get up and walk around when she's fully done. That being said, there are 2 placentas. So if you see a placenta come out and it seems like she's still in labor, she could have a whole nother uterine horn full of piglets. So a placenta presenting does not mean that she's fully done. So that's just something to take note of. Thankfully their bodies know what to do, and usually everything works out just fine. Just know that stillborns are fairly normal in a farrowing. There's so many piglets in there, so many things can go wrong. So just a couple things that we do that not everybody does. We keep a camera on them all the time so we can check throughout the night and just make sure everything's good. Now, if she's going to roll over on piglets, that's not going to help to have a camera on them. You're not going to get down to the barn fast enough to save anybody, but it's just nice to have eyes on them, make sure everything's okay, make sure your heat lamp is operating as it should. So we do keep a camera on them. I personally like the Blink camera. It's a lot cheaper than the Ring cameras. It's really tiny. It only does live feed because we don't have a subscription, but I can just check in on them anytime that I want, which is super nice. Also, on the first night, we leave the lights on in the barn just so that she can see the piglets. They can see, I don't know. It's probably completely unnecessary, but I just like them to be able to get used to being in this space, mama watching out for piglets, and they eventually learn to just scoot away from mama when she's getting ready to lie down. So as of now, we haven't had any crush injuries with any of our farrowings. So this is our 5th farrowing with 2 different, we had gilts and now they're sows. Gilts are first time mamas. So we had both Babette and Willow for their first farrowings, and now they are seasoned mamas. They know what to do. We love these 2 mamas. We have handled them since they were very young. We actually helped deliver Willow. She is one of Bab's babies. Just handling them often, petting them, going into their enclosure when they're young really helps them be good mamas, where you can go in there during delivery and handle their babies. Generally, when they're deep into labor, you'll be able to go in with any pig because they're not going to jump up and get upset. They are deep into labor. They got a job to do. But if you want to be able to come in here in the pen with your mama, start training them early, handle them, pet them, love on them, and then you will be able to handle them and their piglets without too much issue. So if you have any questions about pigs or farrowing, leave them in the comments. We'd be happy to help. It's my favorite part of the farm. Farrowings is my absolute favorite part of spring and fall. I love seeing the baby piglets. I love helping the mamas. Ryan originally got us into pigs, and I thought he was absolutely crazy, and now they are like my little babies. I love them. I love our mamas. And it's been a really fun journey. So if you're thinking about keeping pigs year-round, if you want any advice or any help, we are here for you. We've got some other pig videos, so I'll link a playlist in the comments of all of our pig videos. And if you need anything at all, let us know. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.